We are on Hyprland, as you see, and what have we been doing for the last few hours? First of all, the menu that pops up is transparent now, and all the changes are yet to be tested. So it's in the arcolinux-hyprland-nemesis-git. So nemesis or dev means we're testing it. So if you have time in these days and you want to try it out, that's where you can find the changes. So this one is a change, super D, right? And super shift D, both are transparent, as well as this guy up here. So that's one thing. Changes I've done is probably always better to have a look at in the system Brave. Let's see, Brave is not installed. F12, well, F12 is this. So no, don't thank you. That's better. I touched the key binding somewhere. So sudo -s Brave. Let's get that in. And F12, you're gone again. Super D, super shift D, Brave. Just want to go with you to ArcoLinux, GitHub, Hyprland, because everything is online, everything is shared, so you can follow what we do all the time. So this is one. That's where we'll find it. That's ArcoLinux Hyprland on ArcoLinux, but we need to have the dev version, and I've been pushing lately, so it's always at the top. Nemesis. What have I been changing to the code? So have a look at what the code does. I removed the TTY clock since it wasn't working either. Anyway, this is an interesting little bit. So a few key bindings more to do exactly this. Control T, super shift enter, and maybe another Control T. So what it does is super shift left and right and all the arrows. So the arrow keys, super shift, and this thing just switches around. This is down, up, up, to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right. And it's now on my second screen. I always use, well, not always, but I often use dual screens since it's so much nicer. So yeah, you can actually move to the second screen then. So it just moves up. Super arrow is going to mark it as active, and from there you can just press the shift as extra, and on it goes moving to somewhere else. So that's fun, and that's I was missing that. So that's these 4 lines. This is just the hashtag in front of there. These are all the same because of the fact that we have Azerty key bindings and QWERTY key bindings. We tend to make the 3 files. QWERTY and config is in the beginning the same, but I am always on Azerty, so I need to overwrite hyprland conf with the Azerty, right? So that's something we've changed. I'm glad that I've figured it out, how to do that. Like I said, I was missing it. Can we go back? Yes. So the full menu, so the T stands for transparent, right? The menu is transparent. There's a full menu and a full menu T. T is super shift D, this thing. Well, that's not the full menu. This is the full menu. And there's a small menu, right? Just menu. So T for transparent, and all the code has been written before. So WOFI is what we use. And we change a few of these key bindings. So this is no longer in control. It's the menu T that's going to be as default, but you can easily switch around by putting a hashtag there in front. Resize on border, that's true. Resize on border is something new. We can drag, right mouse click, left mouse click. I've added this because of an application that I'll show you later. Extend border grab by area 5. And all the rest is double in WOFI. So here's the code. So the WOFI full T here, and more importantly, the code to create it, to make it transparent. Had to look around for it, background transparent and background RGBA, and then needed to be, well, our background with a border that we've added. It's a blue one, as we're used to the blue color at ArcoLinux. So that's changed as well. And I want to center things. I was actually working on AAG, so on control, well, actually this is open. AAG is an application we have been changing this morning, and now we can also create our personal ArcoLinux ISO, but this guy was somewhere down in the left. So I told them stop doing that and go center. Center class, anything called ArcoLinux application glade pi will go center. So if you have something similar, that's the code you need to center things. And this is too old, November 25. This leaves me to other applications that I've added at this point in time. Let's do a sudo pacman-r and see what you find in our repo is hyprprop. I needed to know what the name was of a window, the window from ArcoLinux application glade. So this package, you can install it. It's not going to be installed by default. It's for the guys who want to well, develop a little bit and find out what is the name, so you can make a rule and you can install this and you get this hyprprop thing, and then you press the button and it says this is class kitty, so you can use the class, or you can use the title to say I want it to center or tile or float and stuff like that, window rules. So that's new. That's I needed that, so it's not on the repo now. Another thing that's new was a GUI that I found. So I just typed yay hyprland and then looked at the code, the stuff that's there. Hyper events git was also created, but I think that was a dependency for hyprprop. And Hyprgui is the other one that we've now added. So install it from our repo, sudo pacman-s Hyprgui. So it's a graphical user interface for Hyper, a bit dyslexic there. Right, Hyprgui, just install it. It's from the repo third party and launch it, Hyprgui. And you get this, right? You can drag this line here and make this whoop all the way. And I've been looking at the code, probably change more things later on. So resize on border, you can click here and I've enabled it. So things like that, border size 2 pixels. It gives us a great overview. Haven't been doing a lot of changes, but surely I'll play around with it. If it gets in the default Hyprland, that's something else. But playing around with this is fun, right? And there are some gestures, so that's probably for touchpad things, so nothing for me there. But here is a lot of information. Let's go through all the links and then you can scroll. I mean, you don't see everything. There's a lot of things in here. And at the top of the bottom of the window, it's not difficult. It says save, right? So change anything like, you can also load Hyprgui config or save it or choose, undo changes, copyright, voila. So change whatever you like and boom, it's saved. So no changes to save, it says. So if I do something, I don't know, I never want to dwindle. Let's see what dwindle actually is. Voila. Now it's saved and everything changes. Well, dwindle is the only thing that changes. And you can actually see that, and that's the fun. So keep a copy around, always keep a working copy around. Always make copies. So copy, 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 right? So you can always go back. But I've changed this, and that is the one to compare it with. And here's also a backup, right? So actually I can do this because I've never done the check, the back compare. And well, yeah, this probably not from now. So let's go for that one and that one. Compare. And where's the difference? The dwindle. So layout dwindle. I don't know why, but it gives us 2 spaces, which is, well, ruining our layout anyway. But dwindle and master, that's the difference. And I think there's one other application that I've built for this video, and that's OBS-studio. OBS-studio did not include my screens, and I had to install, let's have a look. I had to install wlrobs, and I saw that there was a new version, so that's now also up to date and has a new one. So again, if you want to test, mind you, not for the beginners, right, for the intermediate or advanced people, because you might break things and then you need to figure out what did I do. So yeah, but here it is, arcolinux-hyprland-nemesis-git. It's gonna go in each skel, so we do a skel later, and then we have the code, the new code, and then we change things, right? Voila, that's the overview. Let's see what the quality of this OBS-studio setting is, and have fun.